Yes, good morning, students. I welcome you all for this today's class. Okay. So let me just have a recap of what I have taught in the previous class. So in the last class, we have discussed about envelope detector. Okay. So basically, envelope detector has envelope detector circuit consists of diode and a low pass filter, that is capacitor and resistor, right? So how does it works? I said the input applied to this circuit is what? AM wave, that is amplitude modulated wave. So during so when the input voltage means this AM signal is more than the cut-in voltage of a diode, okay, and as well as uh, at the beginning, see, voltage across the capacitor will be zero, right? So when it is more than that, then what happens? The diode will be forward bias, so it acts as a switch, right? So it will be a, when it is conducting, it acts as a short circuit switch. So now the capacitor can charge to the peak voltage. So from 0 to it charges to the peak voltage, right? Then when the voltage across the capacitor is more compared to voltage at the input of this diode, that is anode of a diode. During that time, what happens? The diode becomes reverse bias. Now it is not conducting, right? So it acts as an open switch. Now the capacitor can starts discharging through this load resistor. Okay, so this point from peak to this point it starts discharging, right? Again, when the voltage at the input, that is anode of a diode, is more than the voltage across the capacitor, then the diode becomes forward bias. Then again, it starts conducting. So now again the capacitor starts charging towards the peak voltage, okay, peak of this carrier. So that, and this process repeats. So, okay. So here the important thing is the charging and discharging. Okay. So this is a discharging time constant, which is denoted by tau. Okay. Or that is RL into C. We say this is a load resistor, right? So the discharging time constant should be what? Okay. So here choosing the discharging time constant plays an important role in detecting the envelope of the modulated signal. That is in turn to get back the original message signal at the receiver side, right? So we understood that if the capacitor discharges slowly, what happens? It may not be able to track the envelope of the signal. Why? Why, if the capacitor discharges slowly, why it will not be able to track the envelope of the signal? Because the discharging is very slow, right? So it may not reach this point. Within that only the next cycle will come up, right? So because of that, it will miss the envelope. Okay, it will miss the envelope. So that is why the RC time constant, okay, means if it is too large, means it will start discharging very slowly, right, during that time. So I have shown this this one. How does it will be moving away from the envelope of this modulated signal, right? That is another thing. Means to overcome this, we need to set, okay, the time constant has to be much less than the time period of the message signal. Okay, that is what I have written here. The time constant RL into C should be less than, so 1 by W, where W is the highest frequency of the message signal, we say. So the time constant should be less than the time period of the message signal. That is one thing. So if it charges very fast, means if it discharges very fast, what happens? Okay, if the time constant, okay, is small, then what will happen? It will follow the peak of the carrier. Okay, it will follow the peak of the carrier. Even during that time also, it will not be able to track the envelope of the modulated signal. So that is why the time constant R into C should be much greater than the time period of the carrier signal. Okay, then only it is possible to track the envelope of the modulated signal. In turn, that will be the demodulated signal at the receiver output. Okay, so this is the condition for satisfying or for proper working of the envelope detector we need to set. That is the time constant R into C should be much less than the time period of the message signal, and it should be much greater than the time period of the carrier signal. Okay, so both the cases I have shown. When RC is too small, what happens? When the time constant is too small, it will track the peak of the carrier signal, right? So if it is tracking peak of the carrier signal, then also we are missing the envelope of the signal. Okay, it is not possible to follow its envelope. Another case is when it is too large also, it will not be able to track the envelope of the modulated signal, right? So to overcome these two difficulties, we need to set the time constant, which is what should be much less than the time period of the message signal, and it should be much greater than the time period of the carrier signal. So this is the condition. Okay, so this is what we have discussed in the previous class. Okay, so today we'll discuss about the generation of AM wave. Okay. So basically there are two types of circuits which can be used for generating the AM wave. One is square law modulator, another one is switching modulator. Okay, so for your syllabus, only switching modulator is there, hence I have taken the switching modulator. Even for detector also, two types of detectors. One is envelope detector and another one is square law detector. So we are discussing only envelope detector. So we have discussed that. Okay, so let us see what it is. Switching modulator. Okay, so this is the circuit of the switching modulator. Okay, so I am feeding M of t, that is message signal. Okay, and as well as the carrier. So these two are connected in series. Okay, means we are adding these two, M of t and as well as carrier. Okay, then it is simple circuit. Diode is there. Then there is a load resistor. Okay, so I can write input to this circuit as V1 of t. Okay, so V1 of t will be equal to what? This carrier, that is AC cosine of 2πfct plus M of t. So that is what is written here. Okay, V1 of t is the what? Input to this switching modulator circuit. Okay, so what is that input? Carrier plus message signal. Okay, so that is why I have written mathematically V1 of t as AC cosine of 2πfct plus M of t. Is it clear? Then the output of this circuit is denoted as V2 of t. Okay, that will be what I will say what it is. Okay, so before that, to work this circuit properly, we are making certain assumptions. Okay, in that the first assumption is the amplitude of the carrier signal will be greater than 0. Okay, means the amplitude of this carrier, okay, will be greater than 0 and it is much greater than M of t. Okay, that is why here otherwise I said, right, the magnitude of M of t will be much less than AC, where AC is the amplitude of the carrier signal, isn't it? Means I say M of t is very weaker signal. Okay. Okay, so the input to this diode circuit will be, that is what C of t plus M of t. No, in that we say C of t will be greater than 0 and it will be much sufficient to work in the diode characteristics. Okay, we know how the diode behaves because it is a non-linear device, right? Diode is a non-linear device and we all know its characteristics, that is VI characteristics, right? Is it like this, whatever I have shown here, is it the characteristics of a diode? What you have said so far?
Yes.
No, is it the characteristics of the diode? It will be linear. What you are finding here, V1 and V2 is a linear curve, right? And the slope is equal to 1. It is not like that, no? It should be, it was, I will just show. Okay, diode characteristics will be like this. Means after, if I say this is a cut-in voltage, right? So after the cut-in voltage, it starts conducting like this, isn't it? Exponential.
Yes, sir.
But here it is not exponential. It is, means what we are doing is we are operating this non-linear device. Okay, non-linear device. Into a piece, means we are approximating this non-linear behavior of the diode into a linear, piecewise linear characteristic. Okay, that is why I am getting this linear curve. Okay, this is the relationship between output and input of this circuit. Okay, I have written V1 is the input, that is x-axis, and V2 is the output, that is y-axis, right? So V1 and V2 are linearly related. Okay. So as I said, to work this circuit properly, so these are the two assumptions made. One is what? The magnitude of the carrier. Okay. The amplitude of the carrier signal is greater than 0. The second thing is the diode acts as an ideal switch. Ideal switch means what? There will be, means when the diode is conducting, right? When the diode is conducting, it exhibits 0 resistance. Isn't it? Yes or no? Yes or no? What I am asking is, when the ideal switch means when it is on, when the diode is conducting, it exhibits 0 resistance. Okay. Means it acts as a short circuit, I can say. So when it is not conducting, so when it will not conduct, when the input voltage is less than the cut-in voltage. Means if I say it is ideal, right? So even at 0 also it will conduct, isn't it? So when it is not conducting, then it exhibits infinite resistance, right? I hope, is this clear about the circuit? The switching modulator circuit is very simple. Input to this means this, it has what? Input is what? M of t and carrier. Okay, these two are added. That is why I written V1 of t as AC cosine of 2 pi of Ct plus M of t. So that is my input voltage to this circuit, right? So V1 of t. Then diode is there, load resistor is there. So across the load resistor, I am taking the output. So that is my V2 of t. Okay, as I said, the M of t, the magnitude of M of t is much less than the magnitude of the carrier. Okay, and as I said, C of t will be greater than 0. Okay, so that is the assumption what we made. So here the output voltage V2 of t will be equal to V1 of t. Okay, when it will be V1 of t? When the C of t is greater than 0. Okay, this case when C of t means the carrier signal is greater than 0, the diode will be forward bias, so it acts as a switch, I said, short circuit. So I get V2 of t is equal to input voltage V1 of t. Is it clear about this equation? I said V2 of t is equal to V1 of t when C of t is greater than 0, right? So when C of t is less than 0, okay, when C of t is less than 0, then the diode will be reverse bias. So when the diode is reverse bias, so it acts as an open switch. Okay, then V2 of t will be equal to 0, I say. V2 of t, output voltage will be equal to 0. So I can call this as equation 2. Okay, so just have a note of these two equations and as well as this circuit. So let me call this as equation 1. Equation 1. I hope you are noting this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please note down. So I'm finding this is equation 1, and you can call this as equation 2. Note the circuit is very simple. Okay, just one diode and resistor. Okay, input to this circuit is what? V1 of t is V1 of t, I said, which is equal to what? Message signal plus the carrier. I will come to this how they are related linearly. Okay. Okay, what I said, the output voltage will be equal to the input voltage when C of t is greater than 0, right? And output voltage will be equal to 0 when C of t is less than 0. Means what? See, it is switching between two values, right? Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
The output voltage is switching between two values. One value is what? V1 of t, and another value is 0. Okay, at what rate it is switching? That depends on the frequency of the carrier. Okay, so whatever the frequency of the carrier, at that rate, it will be, means output of this circuit will be switching between V1 of t and 0 at the rate of carrier frequency. So you need to visualize what waveform you can write for this circuit. Okay, if I represent V1 of t by some pulse, okay, of having magnitude say 1 volt. Okay, so if I say V1 of t is a square pulse, okay, square pulse having magnitude of 1 volt, right? So that is my input to this device. So what will be the output then? What you can expect? See, it is switching over between two values. Now one is V1 of t, another is 0. At what rate? It will be at the rate of carrier frequency. So I get the output of this circuit as what I can approximate as a square wave. Okay, with what period, and I will check. So it is a periodic train pulse, I can say. Okay, is it noted? These equations, two equations. This is your input voltage and this is your output voltage. Okay. So shall I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So as far as these two equations is clear, na? I just wrote what is input to this circuit. Input is what? V1 of t we say. That is equal to what? M of t plus C of t. Okay. So I express C of t as AC cosine of 2 pi of ct. That is written. Then what is output? V2 of t will be equal to V1 of t when C of t is greater than 0. And V2 of t will be equal to 0 when C of t is less than 0. Okay. So when C of t is greater than 0, the diode will be forward bias, right? So it is conducting. So it acts as a closed switch. Hence I am getting V2 of t is equal to V1 of t. Right. So when C of t is less than 0, then the diode will be reverse bias. Right. It acts as a open switch. Then I get V2 of t is equal to 0. Isn't it? That's all. That's what you are supposed to write in the explanation of this operation of the circuit. And you need to say what are the assumptions we make. I said first assumption is C of t will be greater than 0 and this diode acts as an ideal switch. Right. And another thing is this one. The magnitude of M of t will be less than the carrier amplitude. Okay. So at what rate it is switching between these two values, I said at the rate of carrier frequency, right? So I can represent, okay, the switching of that between two values by this pulse, okay, periodic pulse train we say. Okay. So 0 to t naught is the period, okay. So with that I can represent like this. Fine. So here I have written V2 of t is equal to what? Just have substitute the value of V1 of t. Okay. So V1 of t, what is that? AC cosine of 2 pi of ct plus M of t, right? That into GT naught of t I have written. So what is this one? This one is this pulse. Okay. That is the periodic pulse train. Okay. Why I am multiplying V2 of t as this V1 of t into GT naught of t, because I found that V2 of t will be equal to V1 of t when C of t is greater than 0, right? And it will be 0 when C of t is less than 0. Okay. So because the output voltage is switching over between those two values, I can express the output of the switching modulator circuit as this. Okay. The approximate value of the output of the switching modulator as V2 of t is equal to, I can write as this. So what is this one? I said GT naught of t is a periodic pulse train having 50% duty cycle and period, right? From year to year, that period I have taken 0 to t naught. So which is equal to what? 1 by Fc. Means that is the carrier time period, right? 1 by Fc is the Fc is the carrier frequency, right? So 1 by Fc will give you the carrier time period. Okay. So it will be in that. Okay. I said it will switch over with the at the rate of carrier frequency, I said, right? So because of that, I have written here V2 of t as V1 of t into that GT naught of t. Okay. So I can express this periodic pulse train mathematically by using a Fourier series like this. So GT naught of t is equal to, So this waveform now can be expressed by using Fourier series mathematically like this. So gt naught of t is equal to 1 by 2 plus 2 by pi summation n is equal to 1 to infinity, right, minus 1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by 2n minus 1 into cosine of 2 pi fct of 2n minus 1. Okay. So this is how we represent this periodic pulse train by using Fourier series mathematically. Okay, so I need to substitute the value of this in this equation, and I can expand. I can say from that I need to extract the desired AM signal. I may be getting many terms. Okay, that is what I wanted to say here. Yes, is it clear about this? What I have written, or do you have any doubts? I said why I use this pulse, right? Because the output voltage switches between two values, right? V2 of t switches between two values. One is what? V1 of t. That is happening at what time? When C of t is greater than 0, and it will be 0 when C of t less than 0, right? So I can represent that as what? A periodic pulse train. Okay, this periodic pulse train can be expressed mathematically by using a Fourier series of this. Right, so that I can substitute this in this equation. So after have you noted this, please note down. So V2 of t is the output voltage. Okay, so which is equal to, just I am writing AC cosine of 2 pi fct plus m of t, which is multiplied by this a periodic pulse train. So you are aware of Fourier series and those things. Now, how do we represent in an exponential form and other things with respect to that? So this periodic pulse train will be represented by using Fourier series mathematically like this. Yes, is it noted? These two equations. Anyway, I will share, but at time being, you can, if you write once, I will get some idea. Shall I go to the next slide?
So how did you get that GT naught of t equation?
Yeah, for that we need to go again about the Fourier series, like harmonics. How do we write sinusoidal signal? No? See, how do we represent the square wave mathematically by using Fourier series? So there is some background is needed for this. I hope, I thought you all have studied in signals and systems. Okay, how to represent sinusoidal signal. Okay, and different harmonics, that is fundamental frequency, then first harmonic, second harmonics, third harmonics, and so on, no? Up to nth harmonic. In that way, we can express mathematically like this. If what all you want to know in detail, I can tell about this maybe in the next class. Okay, how do we represent this type of pulse like this? Okay, but that will not be the main scope of our lecture here, right? So this is with some basic understanding. So why I use this pulse train, you understood in this equation, because the output switches between two values, no? One is V1 of t and another 0, right? At what rate? At the carrier frequency rate. So that is why I multiply that input voltage by this periodic pulse train, so that I can represent what is V2 of t. Okay, so right now you try to understand this much. How do I represent this mathematically, this periodic pulse train by using Fourier series? Okay, so then we'll take up the next, the what is needed for this topic, I will tell. Okay, so if I substitute the value of this GT naught of t in this equation, and by expanding for few values of n, so, see, I cannot expand this. This is for infinite series, right? Just for understanding, you can take some 2-3 values of n. So when n is equal to 1, what happens? When n is equal to 2, what happens? When n is equal to 3, happens? What happens, right? So if I substitute when n is equal to 1, what I get? So minus 1 to the power of n minus 1. The value of n is 1, no? So 1 minus 1 is 0. So anything power 0 is 1, right? Here 2n minus 1 means 2 minus 1, that is 1. Similarly, here cosine of 2 pi fct of 2 minus 1 is 1. So I get what I get here when n is equal to 1? 2 by pi into cosine of 2 pi fct. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
See, 1 by 2 is the DC component, okay? Plus, when I substitute n is equal to 1, I get 2 by pi cosine of 2 pi fct. Then similarly, you take n is equal to 2. So what you will get when n is equal to 2? So here 2 minus 1, no? 2 minus 1 means 1 it is, right? Minus 1 you will get here. Then here when n is 2, right? So 4 minus 1 is 3, right? Then here cosine of 2 pi, I think 4 minus 1 is 3, right? Cosine of 2 pi 3 fct, right? So you will be getting minus, right? 2 by, how much it is? 3 pi, no? So is it clear? First term 1 by 2 plus, when n is 1 I got 2 by pi cosine of 2 pi fct, right? The third term is what? Minus how much you are getting?
Minus 2 by 3 pi.
3 pi cosine 2 pi 3 fct.
6 pi fct.
2 pi 3 fct in terms of 2 pi. So I am saying the value of fc. Means so first is fc, right? Then next 2 fc is that is second harmonic. In that sense I am saying. Okay, 2 pi of something is there. First is fc I said. Then 2 next I am getting 3 fc. Next, if you substitute n is equal to 3, you see what you will get. So like that, you can substitute the values of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, and so on. You can expand this series. Okay. So in a nutshell, it is written in a compact form by writing the summation, this one, symbol. I hope now it is clear how we represent the, see, this is a square pulse, right? It is having so many harmonics, starting from fundamental, right? Then first harmonic, second harmonic, third harmonic, and so on up to nth harmonic. It means it has infinite harmonics. So we approximate with this equation. Is it clear what I said?
Yes, sir.
So we can substitute that value here, multiply, expand it. Okay. So that is what I have done in the next slide. Of course, here I have not shown that calculation. I will show that calculation. So before I show that calculation, just in brief, I will tell what is the output voltage contains. Means after substituting this equation in this, okay, and multiplying it and expanding it, then by doing the simplification, okay, taking some common terms, I can say the output voltage V2 of t as two things. One is, this is the desired one. See, I have written AC by 2 of 1 plus 4 by pi AC m of t into cosine of 2 fct. So this is similar to your what standard AM equation in time domain what I have written, right? That is what S of t is equal to AC of 1 plus Ka m of t into cosine of 2 pi fct. Is it similar to that or not? Here I can say the value of Ka is this 4 by pi AC. Yes or no? So I am putting it in that standard form. Okay, AC of, so here it is magnitude of the carrier is reduced by 2, right? AC by 2 of 1 plus, you can treat this as Ka, okay, m of t into cosine of 2 pi fct, which is same as the equation what we have discussed so far for the standard amplitude modulated signal. Yes, sir. Am I clear about this? I will come to this, how I got this equation, I will tell in detail, okay, step by step. As of now, just I am telling you, this is the required one, okay, standard AM, right? This is what we would like to get from that. Fine? Is it clear? I will come to this, how I get this equation, I will show step by step, okay? So what I say, this switching modulator, right, will be made more sensitive by reducing the carrier amplitude, okay? But this carrier amplitude has to be much greater than 0 because it has to, means the diode has to act as a switch, right? Means it has to be turned on and off, right? So for that, the magnitude of the carrier should be greater than 0. That is one thing. So second thing is what? Other than this, okay, other than this, I get other components also. So I call those components as unwanted components. Okay, so those components will be appearing as delta functions at these frequencies, at frequency 0, plus or minus 2 FC, plus or minus 4 FC, and so on. Okay, and I said here they will be occupying a frequency intervals of width 2W, which are centered at these frequencies 0, plus or minus 3 FC, plus or minus 5 FC, and so on. Okay, so where W is the message bandwidth, I said, right? So I will come back to this now. Then only you will understand what is the in between calculations are involved, right? So before I go to that, the next one I will come back to that. Okay, so 1 minute. I will share another this one where I have done the calculation of. Yeah, I hope is it visible? Hello?
Yes.
Visible, na?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you want me to zoom or is it okay? This size?
It's fine, sir.
It is fine, na? Yeah. So if you have noted the equations there, or even I have written here also. So V2 of t, okay, V2 of t, I will zoom a little bit. Yeah, I think is it fine?
Yes, sir.
See.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I written V2 of t is approximately equal to AC cosine of 2 pi of ct plus m of t into gt naught of t, right? So even I have written the expression of gt naught of t, right? What it is. Then I have expanded that gt naught of t for few values. Okay. Okay. So you can note down, I think, or even I can share this. At least you should be able to understand this. Okay. So first term is 1 by 2. Then 2 by pi of, see, when n is equal to 1, I said what I got? Cosine of 2 pi of ct. Isn't it? Yes or no? No response. Please do it by yourself. See, 2 by pi also I have taken it out. And I am writing first term is cosine of 2 pi of ct. Third term is what? This will be there, right? So 1 by 3 cosine of 2 pi, 3 pi of ct. Maybe this is minus sign, I think. Okay. Just check. Yes or no? And again next term. Is it clear? Is it clear? I'm saying, asking. You also do with by yourself. Okay, it is looking at this. See, then what I did, I substituted the value of gt naught of t in this equation. Okay, so first term, what I get if I substitute this here. So what I can do, I can multiply this thing now with the value of this, right? So first term, what I get, AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi of ct, right? So when I multiply this term, AC cosine of 2 pi of ct with respect to 1 by 2, right? So I get this one, AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi of ct plus, right? If I multiply this m of t by this 1 by 2, I get m of t by 2, right? Next term is what? I need to multiply with 2 pi cosine of 2 pi of ct, right? These two terms, that is AC cosine of 2 pi of ct, has to be multiplied with this. What is the term? 2 by pi cosine of 2 pi of ct. So when I do that, what I'm getting here, see, I've written 2 AC, right, by pi, because here also cos 2 pi FCT is there, here also cos 2 pi FCT is there, so I've written it is cos square 2 pi FCT. Is this term is clear?
Yes, sir.
Next is what? I need to multiply this m of t with respect to what term? 2 by pi cosine of 2 pi FCT. So that is what I have done here. 2 by pi m of t into cos of 2 pi FCT. Okay. So next term, similar to that, next is what? I need to multiply again this AC cos 2 pi FCT by what? Minus, I think, is it minus sign or plus sign? When n is 2, I think it is plus only, right?
Yes, sir. Minus.
Minus, no? Yeah, please do that change. Minus, I have written plus here, okay? So it will be minus 2 AC, okay? Minus 2 AC by 3 pi, okay? So please make that change, minus 2 AC by 3 pi, right? Into what? Cosine of 2 pi FCT into cosine of 2 pi 3 FCT. So that I have done. Cosine of 2 pi FCT into cosine of 2 pi 3 FCT. Clear? Then again, I need to multiply by m of t, right? That's m of t into what? That is 2 by 3 pi, right? 2 by 3 pi m of t into cosine of 2 pi 3 FCT. Is this term is clear? So like that, you can keep continuing multiplying. Okay. I hope this term is clear, whatever I have said so far. I will tell further simplification. Okay, I think so much is not required. I've written 2 more terms. Wait, just to show you, right? Okay, so first, next is what? So I can write this cos square 2 by FCT as what? Cos square theta is what? What is cos square theta?
1 minus sin square.
No. Cos square theta.
1 plus cos 2 theta by 2.
1 plus cos 2 theta by 2, right? So I have applied that here. The first term I have written as it is. Second term also I have written as it is. For the third term, 2 AC by pi. Okay, I am substituting. That is why I underlined here. Okay, flower bracket I given. So I am substituting cos square theta as what? 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. So that is what I have written here. 1 plus cos, okay, 2 theta means I have written 2 pi into 2 FCT, okay, divided by 2. I hope this is clear. Similarly, you write next term, then next term. Even for next term also, I think this also, you can say it is cos A, cos B. Okay. So this one is cos A. You can take higher one is cos A, this is cos B. So cos A, cos B is what? Cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B by 2. So I applied that and I have expanded and I have written here. I don't know whether is it clear for you people or not. Only the thing is you put a negative sign here. I missed out that. I have written plus. That is one small, this one. Change what you are supposed to do. Fine. So are you following me what I am saying? Yes, are you following me what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Because you need to do, see, this much work need to be done to get to that equation what I have shown there, right? Similar to that, you write other terms, and again here I have made a flower bracket. Now this also you can expand by using cos A cos B formula. So that I have written here, okay, as cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B by 2. Okay, so after writing this, shall I go to the next one? So you need to again do that simplification here. See, this 2 will get cancelled, then you can write this, right? First term as what? Same as it is. AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi FCT plus second term is what? M of t by 2, then plus, see, this 2 will get cancelled. Now what you will get? AC by pi you will get. So AC by pi, then plus, then AC by pi into what? cosine of 2 pi into 2 FCT, right? AC by pi into cosine of 2 pi into 2 FCT, right? Similarly, next term is what? 2 by pi m of t into cosine of 2 pi FCT. I have written. Okay, next you should, I think this is negative sign, right? You write with minus sign. Minus of, then again 2 will get cancelled. You can write AC by 3 pi cosine of that term. Okay? Is it fine? So like that you keep doing it for 2-3 terms. Then again I made a flower bracket. Okay? So why I made flower bracket is here. I am taking these 2 terms. Okay? I am taking these 2 terms and doing some rearrangement. Okay, what I am doing is I have taken here AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi FCT. I have taken as a common from these 2 terms. Actually, here AC by 2 is not there, right? In the second term, only it is 2 by pi m of t cosine of 2 pi FCT is there. But when I take AC by 2 as common outside, so when I multiply that inside, I hope you understand now the simplification, right? I have written AC by 2 of 1 plus 2 by pi, right? If I multiply by 2 by AC, then I will be getting the same as this term, right? 2 by pi m of t cos 2 pi FCT. So then cosine of 2 pi FCT. Okay, am I clear about this? I have taken these 2 terms as a first and I am doing it and I am trying to rearrange this in the standard form of AM wave equation. So for that, what I have done, I have taken AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi FCT as common among these 2 terms. Okay, but AC by 2 is not there in the second term, right? So for that, what I have done, when I have taken AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi FCT as common, so I have written 1 plus 2 by pi as it is, right? I am multiplying it by 2 by AC. Then what happens if I multiply with this AC by 2 inside? So that 2 and AC will get cancelled. I will be getting the same term as this, right? 2 by pi m of t cosine of 2 pi FCT. Yes, am I clear about this term? How I wrote? Just an mathematical play around here. Okay. Then next terms I have written as it is. M of t by 2 plus AC by pi plus AC by pi cosine of 2 pi FCT. 2 pi 2 FCT plus and so on, other terms, right? Okay, so now what I can say, V2 of t is equal to AC by 2 of 1 plus, so it can be written about 4 by pi AC m of t into cosine of 2 pi FCT plus rest of the terms you can write. Okay, so in this first term, right, this one is written there as V2 of t as the first component. So this 4 by pi AC as what? Ka we said, that is sensitivity. Yes, sir. This is fine?
Sir, can you scroll up little?
Up? Okay. Yeah, this equation?
Sir, little more up.
Little more up. This one?
Yeah, sir, 1 minute.
Yes, is it fine? Maybe this negative sign, no? Everywhere you need to change that negative sign, plus minus. I think I did this one there. Okay. Shall I scroll down?
1 minute, sir.
What? Just used basics of trigonometry. Okay, what is cos square theta? What is cos A, cos B? Expanded and written and simplified.
So you can scroll a little down, sir.
Yeah. So I have made here flower bracket now. I am taking common. Is it fine?
Yes.
Shall I scroll down still?
Yeah, you can scroll down.
Yeah. So that is what I from this now even I change the color to make you understand, because otherwise it will be a very messy, right? Because of this big equation. So I made this term and this term. Okay, among these two, what I said, I have taken AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi of CT as common. But in this term, AC by 2 is not there, right? So that is why I am writing here AC by 2 of 1 plus, right? 2 by pi into 2 by AC. When I multiply with that, I think you will understand this, right? AC will get cancelled, 2 will get cancelled. It will be 2 by pi m of t only. So then cos of 2 pi FCT, right? So why I wrote in this is to bring it to the standard form of AM equation. That's all. And then I wrote the rest of the terms, m of t by 2 plus AC by pi plus and so on and so forth. Okay. So this is what the equation you have found there, no? As a first component. AC by 2 of 1 plus 4 by pi AC m of t, right, into cosine of 2 pi of CT. Is this equation I wrote there? And I was saying this is the first component, and which resembles the standard form of AM equation, right? And plus other components. So that's what we are talking about, other components, no? Which are lying at 0, then plus or minus 2 FC, plus or minus 4 FC, and so on. No? All those things are these things. Next terms. Okay, so to get the clarity about this, I need to take the Fourier transform of this equation. Okay, so that is why I written Fourier transform of V2 of t is V2 of f. So I need to apply Fourier transform not for this simplified version. You apply Fourier transform of this form. Okay, for this equation. Okay. So what is the Fourier transform of this one? AC by 2 cosine of 2 pi FCT. We already know what is the Fourier transform of cosine of 2 pi FCT, which is what? Del of f minus fc plus del of f plus fc, right? Isn't it? So that is what I have written here. See, AC by 2, right, into 1 by 2 del of f minus fc plus del of f plus fc. So that is the Fourier transform of the first term. Similarly, what is the Fourier transform of the second term? That is m of t by 2. It will be m of f by 2. Okay. So like that, you can keep, I think for this equation, you can write the Fourier transform. So first term is clear, AC by 2 into 1 by 2 del of f minus fc plus del of f plus f minus fc plus del of f plus fc, right? For cosine of 2 pi FCT. Then for this, what is the Fourier transform of this? That is m of f by 2. And then for this one, AC by pi, that is AC by pi into del of f, right? Because we know the Fourier transform of 1 is del of f, right? Then again AC by pi, sorry. Then cosine of 2 pi 2 FCT. The Fourier transform of this is what? Del of f minus 2 FC plus del of f plus 2 FC by 2. So that is what I have written here. So this term is clear. This term is clear. Then AC by pi, because there 2 I think it will get cancelled. That is why I simplified. Yeah, this one now by 2 will be there, right? AC by pi into 1 by 2 of that. So I think I have written that. I think here 1 by 2 is missing. Okay, just add that 1 by 2. Okay, AC by pi into 1 by 2 of del of f minus 2fc plus del of f plus 2fc. Okay. Is it fine for this term? AC by pi cosine of 2 pi fct, cosine of 2 pi 2 fct. Then similarly here is what? See 2 by pi m of t into cos 2 pi fct is there. Right? Even we know what is the Fourier transform of m of t into cos of 2 pi fct. See here two signals. One is m of t, another one is cosine function, right? Cosine of 2 pi fct. Have you come anywhere across this type of equation? Have come or not? We have already discussed now m of t into cosine of 2 pi fct. What will be the Fourier transform of this?
Yes, sir.
Here we say multiplication of two signals in time domain will be equal to what? Will be equal to what? Convolution of their Fourier transform, right, in the frequency domain. See, that is why I said that in the previous classes, if you are very clear, then it becomes very easy for you to write the Fourier transform of all these equations, right? So with respect to that, I have written here what is the Fourier transform of that. So for this, right, 2 by pi, right? So for this term, 2 by pi, it will be what? M of f minus fc plus m of f plus fc. That is what. 2 by pi into m of f minus fc plus m of f plus fc. So like that, you have to take the Fourier transform for each and every term. Okay, some 2-3 terms other than this, right? So I have written all those terms here. Okay, so have you noted this one? Or you can write by yourself. Already you know how to write it, right? Cosine of something will be what? Del of f minus fc plus del of f plus fc. When it is what? Only it is 2 pi fct. So depending upon the value of fc. In the next case, it was 2 fc. That is where it is shifting to 2 fc. Del of f minus 2 fc plus del of f plus 2 fc. In the next case, it is what? 4 fc, right? Means here it is 4 fc is there. So the Fourier transform of this cosine of 2 pi 4 fct will be del of f minus 2 fc plus del of f plus 2 f plus 4 fc. Okay. So this one, that magnitude term you write, right? 1 by 2 of that del of f minus 4 fc plus del of f plus 4 fc. Similarly, for the next term, that is, I think for this term, right? Cosine of 2 pi 2 fct will be what? Del of f minus 2 fc plus that f plus 2 fc. Okay, so in that way I have written for all the some 3-4 terms the Fourier transform. Then I have drawn here the graph. Okay, so magnitude versus frequency. I think I have drawn all the things. Now it may look very messy. Okay, first what you have to see, looking at this one. Okay, looking at this expression, what you can say, I have
Your time up, sir.
I will just take 1 minute. Okay, I have impulse function at plus or minus fc na, with a magnitude of how much? AC by 4, isn't it? Is it correct for the first term? AC by 4, right? I have two impulse functions. One is at fc, another one is at minus fc. So like that I have represented. I think I will take up because it requires time to make you understand clear how to draw the Fourier means spectrum of this equation. Okay. So with this I will end my lecture today, and I will give the assignment also. You can submit that. Fine. And I hope all of you have written your name in the chat box. That will be your attendance. Okay. So 45 students have written so far. Here I am seeing 50 means minus 1, it is 49. So today some students have not yet joined. Okay, is it fine? So you also do that homework. Okay, whatever is I left out now, drawing spectrum. I hope you will be able to draw it. Any difficulty I will discuss tomorrow. Not an issue.
Sir, in yesterday's assignment, we couldn't upload it, sir. It says
No, you don't upload. You don't upload. You have to write there only. You don't have to write the circuit diagram. You just write the working. Okay,
Okay, sir.
because you'll not be able to draw circuit now. You just write the working and finish it. Not an issue.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, all of you do that. You just write the explanation, that is working of envelope data circuit. Is it fine?